there's two adverts from John Lewis, one of them from I think 2009 and one from 2011. Those two adverts, they illustrate excited waiting, joyful giving, and the pleasure of being really known and receiving what you've always wanted. And in Isaiah 30, verse 18, there's a verse that kind of captures what those two adverts are talking about. It says, therefore, the Lord or God waits to be gracious or to be generous or to give you something. Therefore, the Lord waits to be generous to you. It's very personal. And therefore, he waits on high to have compassion on you. For the Lord is a God of justice. Then it says, how blessed or how happy are those who wait for him. And in the first advert from John Lewis, you have this little boy who's waiting excitedly and passionately and somewhat impatiently. And John Lewis then puts this little tag at the end. It says, for the gifts you can't wait to give. Now, God, although not impatient, waited to give us something very excitedly. It is clear from the verse that we just read above that God was waiting expectantly. He had something to give the world. He was waiting for the right time to give an amazing gift. And the Bible says that God was waiting for what really we call today Christmas morning. He was waiting for the right time where he could fully express compassion. You might think, what's compassion? Compassion really is the emotion that we feel when we see another person's deep suffering. He was waiting to give the gift that we'd always longed for. And in the second advert, we see the pleasure of the gift matching the person. There's something powerful, I don't know about you, of being really known by somebody and they give exactly what you long for. And in the second advert, we see kind of people gazing into space and imagining the perfect gift and longing for the perfect gift. And John Lewis says, if you know the person, you'll find the present. And there's a sense from these adverts that we could say at different times, we have been like the people in the second advert, gazing into space, hoping for something, longing for something, imagining something. And in the first advert, God is like the boy, expectant, excited, passionate, looking forward, waiting for the day when he's going to give what people have always longed for. Maybe some of us can relate to the song from the first advert. Personally, I am a Smiths fan, so I like Morrissey, the Smiths, and I think in some way that first song captures a little of what maybe we've all felt at some time or other in our lives. The song written by Morrissey says in that first advert, for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time. Classic kind of melancholic Smiths, but it kind of expresses that we've all probably been in that situation of longing and hoping that something is going to completely satisfy and meet our desire for joy. Christmas morning, then, is when the two adverts meet, as it were. Christmas morning is the fulfillment of Isaiah 30:18. The Lord waits to be gracious to you, and therefore he waits on high to have compassion on you. For the Lord is a God of justice. How blessed are those who wait for him. So Christmas morning is where the patient, expectant, excited, anticipating God, who is the great giver, and us, the recipient, the receiver, the person, as it were, staring into space, longing for the perfect gift. It's at that moment that the giver gives what he is so excited to give, like the little boy who runs past all the gifts and runs into the cupboard to find the gift that he's bought his mum and dad. Christmas morning is where the giver and the recipient meet. That's really why the angels are so excited and joyful in Luke 2:10-11. They say, I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people. In other words, it's Christmas morning is saying the wait is over and that the gift has come. And in the angels' announcement, you get a flavor that the whole of heaven is excited and invested and has been waiting for this moment for a long, long time, waiting really for thousands of years for this moment, not just like the little boy in the advert who's waited probably 25, 30 days. Heaven has been excited and anticipating. So Luke 2 is this explosion of joy. It's over. The waiting is over. The moment has come. The gift is here. In other words, what humanity has been longing for millennial, for thousands of years, all their life, it's finally here. People can finally be satisfied. For once in my life, let me get what I want. And heaven is saying in Luke 2, it's now what you've always longed for. The question then to wrap up is, what on earth is this gift that God has been so excited and so anticipating to give? What has he been waiting for expectantly? And what is it that we have been gazing into space, imagining and not really knowing quite what it is? Christmas tells us that the gift that God has been waiting to give is nothing less than God giving himself. And I want us to let that sink in, because we can become so familiar, even with the Christmas story, we can become so familiar with, even with Christianity, that we can miss the profound nature of what began on Christmas morning, that God gives himself, gives nothing less than himself, that God had been waiting for the right time to send his son. And today is the right time. And I want us to imagine that second advert, that right now God is singing that Beatles song over the whole earth. He's singing it over you and he's singing it over me. That right now we can receive the joy of connection and relationship and intimacy and communion and friendship with nobody less than God himself. That we can relate to the creator of all things, the whole universe and everything. And the Bible says he has made a way that we can call him Daddy, Dad, Abba, Father. Let's imagine this Beatles song, him singing it over you, singing it over me. I've got everything that you want. And then he says, like a heart that is oh so true. Just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you. He answers the cry that is captured by the Smith song. For once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time. And he says, I've got everything that you want, like a heart that is also true. Just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you. Let me encourage you this Christmas time to just call on him, just to say, maybe you don't know Jesus, and your calling on him might simply be, Jesus, if you're real, I'm calling on you. And maybe you've known him for years and you call on him and say, God, fill me, captivate me. I want to go deeper with you. I want to enjoy this incredible gift that brings great joy in a deeper and more profound way.